Speaking
there we
of
go.
the LGBTQIIAPPDD plus community, by the way, that's how the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario want you to refer to. Can we just call it the queer community? And I'm not being derogatory because I know
No,
people.
because they don't like it. The LGBs don't like when you call them queers.
Oh, well, then I'm
It's
lost.
just a thing. Some of them, anyway. Many of them.
Let's have a contest. Think of something that is under a 15-letter initialgram to describe that community, and there's a steak dinner in it for you. Why don't we throw to Alex Zoltan? He's got a video. It has an LGBT theme to it, and it's right in your backyard in Vancouver. I don't know if this is a prank or if this is real, but why don't we roll it? And I got to hear what you have to say about this whopper, Drea.
And just warning, the R word is said there, so I just want to make sure we know, we don't condone that word, but yeah, you guys got to watch this.
Hi everybody, I'm at the Bastard Barbecue right now. All my friends are in there, but I guess supposedly since I have wool in my hair, I'm not allowed in. And there's a big voucher thing that they want me to read and sign, and they want to give me, they want to refund my money and not let me in, and I just paid $60 and drove all the way from New West, and I also just drove all the way here from Headley so that I could be here last night and got home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and now I can't get in because of my hair.
It was included in, when you bought your ticket, it was included, our culture appropriation policy was included when you bought your ticket, when you, in the description of the event. So it is something that was put out ahead of time. And so I apologize.
I don't really understand. So you're not letting me in because of my hairstyle?
Correct.
Yeah,
So,
if it doesn't align with a culture that...
I am Viking. Vikings have dreads.
So
If you want me to go debate everybody in there on whether or not Vikings or Celtic people can have dreadlocks in their hair, I will do it. I will debate your whole freaking system.
I'm not here to debate.
Yeah, but this is retarded. I just drove 5 hours to get here.
Also, even that language, I don't want used in the venue as
Oh
well.
my
So
gosh.
it's we're having a couple
Hey,
different
Jared,
issues here.
like,
We're having cultural
this is my
appropriation
buddy
issue,
right
and
here,
we're
like,
also having an
it's
issue
probably-
with
Okay.
saying
I
English
can't get
language.
in. Jarek, they won't. I'm filming right now, but they won't let me in because I have dreadlocks.
They what?
They won't let me in because I have dreadlocks.
Oh.
And they're
Gee, Drea, thank goodness I wasn't there wearing my Predator getup that I bring out on Halloween. But you know what? I want to hear what you have to say, but here's my take watching that little discourse. This LGBT, et cetera, community for decades, and sometimes with reason when it came to discrimination in terms of getting housing or employment, they've asked for more understanding, more tolerance, more acceptance. And I think those battles have been fought and won. But now what I see from that community, from the radicals in it, Drea, is this is the most intolerant community that you'll ever come across. These little Gestapo agents telling that woman, who I thought looked very fetching with that hair. I wouldn't even think of, I don't know anything about, hair and wigs and extensions, but the idea that this is verboten, and these are people, let's not forget, when they have these pride events, break the law by marching in public in front of children, full nudity. This is insane, Drea.
Well, I was so shocked on so many levels. Again, that's Alex Zoltan who shared it. I need to try to find this woman because I'd love to interview her. And like you said, it's in Vancouver, although she drove from hours to get there, to be told that her braid in her hair, she can't get into it. And they said that it goes against that's Basta Barbecue in Vancouver. I had never actually heard of that place until now as well. So it goes against their cultural appropriation policy that they're literally handing out. And this is another example of when, you talk about Newfoundland and the power and how they seize it so quickly. This is what this is. This community has been allowed to get away with so much, so canceling people anytime that they say something that they disagree with. And now you have them just jumping on that, just waiting for someone to come in, appropriating and do this to this poor woman. And of course, as she gets frustrated, she eventually, you know, says a word that some people are offended by, but that's because of the position they put her in too. And then they're like, oh, okay, now you can't come in. But also, I was shocked to find out that there's other companies that have these same types of policies. Probably one of the most well-known companies is Nordstrom, where they're actually saying that you can't do this stuff. I thought this is a human rights violation, like for sure when I saw it. And now I had to do more research. Are people literally allowed to say that if you come in, you know, dressed as a pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean, you're not allowed to come in and have fun at, you know, whatever? Well, so this is another example of the left eating its own. They love to do this.
Yeah, and I think you've given me some insight as to why Nordstrom went out of business last year in Canada, maybe. But cultural appropriation, maybe, just maybe, this is cultural appreciation. I don't know this lady. I don't know what her mandate is, but I would bet my life she isn't there to mock people with that hairdo. And you know, Drea, I'm of Scottish heritage. If somebody wanted to wear a kilt, good on you. I mean, in fact, Idi Amin, when he ruled Uganda, he dressed his troops in kilts. For some reason, he became obsessed with Scottish culture. Hey, listen, you want to march in the Ugandan jungle wearing wool? You're a better man than I. I can't handle that heat. But why do we use that term? Cultural appropriation. I don't believe for a second that woman is trying to, take over somebody's culture or to mock a culture. I think she dressed like that because she thinks she looks nice. And I think she looks nice. Where's the problem?
It looked great. And, you know, just yesterday I spoke at the George Jonas Awards for the JCCF, and my topic was actually on the culture war against white people. So when you ask, why is this happening? I ask, who's making it happen? Predominantly, it's actually white people implementing these policies and attacking each other over, which is the most bizarre part about it. It's not usually, and of course there's some that want to capitalize off of, the power they get from it, but it's usually white liberals pushing this stuff, or white socialists, Marxists, whatever you have it, eating their own. And you're right, this is about the intent behind that is clearly that she thought her hair looked better that way. She mentions coming from far, and the best part of that video, I think it's 8 minutes long, but there's a part where she goes, well, can I at least speak to your manager? And they're like, you already spoke to our manager with the purple hair. It's just oh my gosh. But I just want to mention, I don't have a video clip for it, but I saw this skit of this man who dressed up in total traditional Mexican garb. And he walked around in the US in sort of a non-Spanish community and asked, and people were so offended, predominantly white people were saying, oh, this is so wrong, you shouldn't do that. And then he walked down the street that is, I guess, the Spanish community, and they loved it. They were high-fiving him, they were hugging him. And again, it's about the intent. And it's so disgusting to see this. So I'd like to cover this story more in depth. If you're watching and that was you in the video, please get a hold of me at Drea@rebelnews.com. I'm looking for you.
I would love to see that interview. And one last point on so-called cultural appropriation. Drea, what are the rules? How far do we take it? For example, the Wright brothers were first in flight, as the license plates say, hailing their achievement down south. Does that mean that non-whites are not allowed to get on airplanes because that's cultural appropriation? I know it sounds ridiculous, but so's this.
It's so, like, it all just makes no sense to me. And if you flipped it over and, a black woman's walking in who straightened her hair, can you imagine? Like, it's never going to happen. They're not going to say you can't come in because you straightened your hair, and your hair, you're appropriating. Or maybe you're wearing a wig that's blonde or something. Like, black women do that all the time. So it's just, enough is enough. People need to just stand for what is accurate. And I think the silent majority of white people who know this is insane. You guys need to start speaking up. You need to remind people that it's not racist to just wear something you want to wear. You need to speak to these issues, because otherwise you're being represented by people like this and policies like this.
You know what, Drea? You raise a fantastic point, and I wish that lady had told those thugs on guard duty, I wish she had asked her, what if a black lady with naturally curly hair straightened it?
Yeah.
Would she be banned for the same reasons you're banning me? I think it would be a matter of cat got your tongue. Of course, it would be a double standard. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Mm-hmm. And then one more thing, they give her back because she's like, eventually she can have my money. And they give her back $60. And she goes, well, I paid more because I had to pay, I guess, a deposit or something. I don't know. And so you actually owe me more than 60. And they're like, well, you were supposed to do the return online. So we're just doing our best here. They didn't even give her the amount of money she paid. Like, it's just insane.
No, that's appropriation. Financial appropriation. Unbelievable.